A very warm welcome to His Excellency Dr. Kandeh Yumkella. He is the former UN Under-Secretary General, Special Representative for Sustainable Energy for All, Chairman of UN Energy, and two-term Director General of the UN Industrial Development Organization. Your Excellency, welcome back. Wonderful. Now I'm hoping the volume can be turned up. We can hear you faintly. Can you hear me okay? How's the line? Is the line good?
I can hear you clearly.
Oh, perfect. You can hear me perfectly. I'm hoping we can get His Excellency's volume just up so that I can hear your remarks. Right, as I mentioned, we wanted to look a little bit further afield over to Africa. So I'm hoping you had time to think about that question I asked you about the impact of the fuel crisis on developing economies over in Africa and what that's been like in terms of pushing strategies towards a greener economy as well.
Well, we have to put everything in context. Remember that COVID-19 wreaked quite a bit of havoc on African economies. Even before we had the very first case of COVID-19 in Africa by March, April 2020, the economies were already struggling, and one of the heavy hit areas was energy. Investments in energy, according to the International Energy Agency, dropped already by 30%. With the current Russia-Ukraine war, the economic situation has been even worse. We have seen home prices rise rapidly in many countries. We see food price inflation averaging between 25 to 30% in most countries. We've seen most economies having balance of payment problems, and of course, serious devaluations in the economies. If I take my country as an example, our pump price doubled immediately within 3 months of the Ukraine war. So just think about the impact on the poor. Food price inflation currently in my country is 35 to 40%. General inflation is about 25%. So the impacts have been severe. We're hoping that these shocks, because of our dependence on imported fuels, might incentivize governments to look at renewable energy alternatives that are more localized, that are also more distributed across the country. So we've not seen that move yet because, again, budgets are very tight for most countries. The IMF and the World Bank and the African Development Bank are providing significant budget support to just keep the number of governments in poorer African countries afloat. So the impact has been very severe. Over to you.
So, huge impact. Get us up to speed then as well on some of the partnership opportunities when it comes to collaboration over in Africa. Is that gathering any sort of momentum and speed? And do you have maybe some nice examples of environmental democracy success stories as well?
The partnerships are expanding. As I mentioned, the multilateral institutions are partnering with African economies to take advantage of the opportunities in green innovations. There's a significant progress in East Africa. Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda are shining examples of significant bilateral and multilateral investments in green energies, resources, geothermal energy, solar, off-grid solutions, mini-grids, and major grid expansion initiatives in East Africa. Similar efforts are being made in the Southern Africa, but West Africa, we're catching up very slowly. There's progress in Senegal, Ghana, and Nigeria, to a certain extent, Cote d'Ivoire. The smaller African countries like mine are really struggling. But overall, let me say that we are very disappointed in Africa because less than 2% of investments in renewable energy investments globally come to Africa, in spite of the fact of the huge solar, wind, and hydro and geothermal opportunities we have in Africa. Most countries have instituted policy reforms, they've created market opportunities, but of course other risk factors are impeding investments. Some of the shining good examples we have on partnerships with the European Union, for example, in Sharm el-Sheikh, I chaired a session where the EU launched a $2.5 billion green energy partnership with Africa that will leverage about 4 times that amount of additional resources to be invested in green energy and hydrogen renewable energy initiatives. There's significant support also bilaterally from the United Kingdom, from Germany, from France, to a number of African countries. One of the newer ones we've seen is the interest in green hydrogen in countries like Namibia, in Mauritania, in Northern Africa region. About 6-7 countries that are being supported now by some European partners to venture into green hydrogen as soon as possible.
We are running out of time. We are still having a few technical issues this end as well, but we cannot thank you enough for giving us that update over in Africa. Your Excellency, what a great pleasure it's been to have you here at the World Climate Institute Dialogue. Thank you so much. Lovely to hear from you. Thank you.